introduce three super Orchid achievers of 2022 CBS. They have really like got crazy numbers. I don't think I can really understand how you did that. It's just beyond me, basically. So the first person that I want to introduce is Karan Gupta. He's from Thane branch, and he scored 99.6%. I don't know what were you doing. How did you lose 0.4%? I'm sure a lot of people are going to do that, but Karan. And the second student that I have with me is Aryan Mehta, and he's from the branch, and he scored 9%. That's also like so easy, like 9%. And then I have a third student, Pratita Dash Sharma from BPM branch, and he scored 98.6. And like 10 CPS. Feel it's great. Honestly, believe that score is not the only indicator which will guide your success going ahead, but I feel it really indicates a lot of areas of your personality that you put in, how you plan, how you let go of other distractions, and focus and all of those things. But I've got three of you to understand how different the journey was for all three of you. Just to
Yeah.
understand that we are all doing the same thing, or we are all doing different, but we're getting like similar results. So we'll start with question to you. How do you after those 0.4%? I'm not gonna say like after 99.6, but how's the feeling? Were you scared, or was this like surprise, or you were very I'm what I'm going
Well, elated. That's it. That's all I remember feeling the moment I received my result. And of course, accompanying the pride of me and my parents upon me. I felt like I lived up to expectations, maybe even surpassed them, even though none were ever forced upon me. Because my parents always told me to just do my best and not worry about results. And I believe that's exactly what I did. And I'm so glad it paid off. It
right.
bore
So
fruit, a beautiful
from
and
the
bright.
parents, so no
Sorry?
pressure. I'm
No,
going to highlight all the parents watching this. Children can do, but you don't put any pressure on them. Just let them be and let them do what they are really. So yes, and were you prepared? Like, did you know that this is going to happen, or were you like aiming for it, or it was just like a random fluke?
I was definitely aiming for 100%. So 99.6% was close. Yeah.
Okay.
So, like my parents told me to dream big. Like I'm sure every parent does that. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna aim for that once, and I'm going to try this. And that's how I prepared for it. I honestly did not know what was going to happen. I just aimed, and again did not worry about results. Just gave my best.
You just gave your best effort, did not worry about any the results, aimed for it, gave it your best, did not worry about results, and no external pressure.
No
I think
extent.
the formula for success. Okay, moving on. Aryan, how was your feeling? How did you feel?
So yeah, I was sure that I'll get a good percentage, but I was not sure that I'll get 99. And I was like, my parents were always behind me in the journey, and they didn't really want me to score 99 or 98 or something like that. But they always wanted me to be my best, so that in my future I could perform to my best potential. And
Right.
so yeah.
So that's what you did. Okay, now Pratita.
Um, I feel super happy and relieved that I achieved my goal, which I set for myself in 10th grade. I didn't expect that I would get 98%. I thought maybe 97%, but when I came to know I like surpassed my goal, I was really happy.
Right. I'm just so proud of you guys. So when I that I just like do well. There was no number in my head, but I'm glad. I think the having that number helps because you guys did pretty well. Okay, so second question is any funny reaction that you received from your friends family when they heard your score. So we'll start with Karan again, and then we'll follow the same sequence every time. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, me finding out the result itself was such an incident. I was in school. The class was quietly studying, listening to the teacher. And suddenly someone whispered, "The 10th K results are there." Then the whole class came alive and everyone went crazy. Took out their phones, started searching for results. The
You guys
CBSE
are
site
out?
also crashed. Yeah, and it's because the thing is I'm doing integrated with FitG, and it's like our batch, our particular batch is allowed to work because we go home late. So yeah, so CBSE site also crashed that time, and it was havoc. And I just texted my parents कि आपके पास credentials है, आप result देख के मुझे बता दो. And then I tried to calm myself down and focus on the math problem I guess I was solving. And then
You were still solving problems when your result was out?
yeah, because the site was also crashing multiple times, and then I was like, "No, I can't take more of this. I'm going to focus on something else till I get to know the result."
Right,
So I told my parents कि आप देख के बताओ, and then I glanced at my phone in between, and the message in the family group was 498 on 500. I just froze for a second. Like my brain just stopped functioning, and after which I remember I was searching for a calculator. Like calculator kahan hai, percentage nikalne, because I mean I wasn't able to think anything at that moment. And all of my friends were surrounding me as I calculated the result, and I read the 2 digits before the decimal, 99. And my heart was already beating against the chest. And then I realized, no, उसके आगे भी है, 99 के आगे भी है. It's 99.6. So yes, me including everyone started shouting. We happy danced amidst class, and sir also gave up on teaching.
Yes, of course. You are allowed to celebrate your win. So yes, that's amazing. And how about you, Aryan? How was it for you?
So the thing with me was that I had my classes, and so my phone was switched off, and I had no battery, so I could not even see my score right then. And the people, so then and everyone was shouting all around that the results have come and what did you get, and I had literally no idea about that. And then my mom literally called on my friend's phone, and she asked me what result did I get, and they could not access me at all. And so I was like, my phone is switched off, I cannot see them. And in reality, I also did not want to check them because right then I was nervous and everyone was pressuring me. And everyone around me was getting so good percentages. Like someone was saying 99, 97, someone was saying 96. So it's like that if I get lower than this, then all my stuff is gone in the class. So then I was like, I don't want to check. I'll see later. But then everyone pressured me. So then I had to call my mom from my friend's phone and get all the details. And then I logged in from my friend's phone. And right then, as Karan said, the site had crashed. So then there was problem with that as well. So then
I think the problem was solved.
Yeah, it's usually that case. And so I tried to get in, and after a while I managed, and then I saw that and more all of them I was getting 99, 100 or something like that. And so I was like, I couldn't even manage to add up the score that time. But then my friend asked me what percentage I got. So then right then I added up, and I was getting 495. So I was like, oh, that's 99. And then first of all, I could not believe. I thought that there's something wrong with the score. But then I was like, yeah, okay, I got 99. And then I called my parents, and they didn't believe me at first, and they thought I was joking. And because I usually joke about my marks. But then I sent them the screenshot, and then they believed me. And then they my father was really excited, and he was like, let's throw a party and stuff. And then we called all called all our relatives, and then we had a party. So like that.
Oh, great. And Pratita, how was it for you?
So on the day the results came out, I was at home. I took a day off for studying. So when the results came out, it was my dad who checked my marks. He was at his office and he called my mom directly, and he started saying like the individual marks, and I was so confused, like what exactly is he saying? Is it the total percentage? Is it the subject wise? And at the end, when me and my mom figured out what my percentage is, I was super happy. I got super excited and I started walking around the house to cool down, to calm down. And
that's great.
That was it.
Wow, that's really nice. Yeah, and I remember my time now that I'm discussing it with you guys. And for us, to be honest, my parents had no attachment to the score. So you get 60, they are still the same. You get 80, they're still the same. You get 99, also they'll still be the same. They, like my parents, I think they were, and there was absolutely just like Karan said, there was no pressure on us. So we were things, and all of us did very differently for our exams. And there was no appreciation for doing good, like because they just felt that scores are like an indicator of that. Okay, chalo, you've planned it, but no, like they didn't even shame you if you didn't do well. So it was just very neutral. But I'm glad you guys did pretty well, and I'm very proud. And the next question is, how did you prepare, and how much time did you spend studying? So let's start with Karan. And yes.
Well, the main thing I followed was being consistent and working from day one. Of course, the intensity increases as you approach the exams,
Right.
but you need to be done with the syllabus 1 month before the boards. So all the grind in the remaining time before exams will be of previous year papers and questions, helping you revise the chapters multiple times. Because I believe, and so I've been advised, that if you want to score great in boards, you got to be thorough with NCRT, and to do that, revision is the key. Read NCRT, solve as many questions and papers as you can. That's just what it is. Like just that. Nothing extraordinary. Just work hard with dedication.
Yeah. Right. No, but the key takeaway, I think, for me is consistency. So
Yes.
I think, like whatever you said, like, be consistent, set a target, work without being too focused on how the result is going to be. Just do your best and be consistent. So I think, all of these things that you're actually listing out are actually, formulas to do well in other areas of your life also in general. Have a plan, be consistent, take action. Do not keep worrying about how is it going to be eventually. And if you just do. So did you like only study, or were you doing other stuff as well? Like playing and
Definitely. I mean, I really didn't feel this way, I wasn't pressured at all. I mean, of course, there is pressure before exams, but it wasn't that kind of pressure that yaar kuch aur nahi kar sakte, you just have to study. It's like I had enough time to do everything in my life. So, yeah, I had sufficient time to do everything.
Okay, and I think it happened because you were consistent also throughout the year, and you were doing it like like last 1 month you sit and finish everything. Okay, so Aryan, how was it for you? Like, how did you plan it, and how much did you do other stuff?
Yeah, so when I was done with ninth and we came in 10th, and right then I was like hyped up that I'm in 10th. So then what I did was I started covering the whole syllabus from 10th before the things even started on my own. And I started to do I tried to do everything on my own, and especially I like science and math. So I tried to do that more. And so yeah, so later it was easier for me because I was even during the exams I was not that stressed. I just had to revise my things, and as he said, we could do the papers, and so that would just make it easy for me. And yeah, it's necessary to be consistent. Like, so if you like say you should not really measure by how much hours you're studying, but yeah, if you say like you're doing 2 hours, then it should be you should do that daily. And yeah, I also had time to do a lot of other stuff as well. Like I'm really interested in football and chess, so I could do that as well. I could go down and play. And yeah, so and also what I did was, and the thing that I was really interested in, I researched more about them on Google and the net because, and so that has helped me. So I would say that it's really important that you are interested in what you study rather than just rote learn it.
Yes, that's true. And yes, on to you now, Pratita. How was it for you? Like the whole journey? Were you like only studying or doing other stuff, chilling?
Well, for me, I also started preparing from day one. And something that helped me focus on my studies was keeping a study planner. I wrote down all my exam dates, all my exam scores, what to improve on, which question banks to complete before an exam. So whenever I started procrastinating, I just took a look at my planner and I knew what to do next. So that saved a lot of my time. And well, most of my day was spent studying, and I had school in the morning, tuitions in the evening. So by the time I came home, I would be super tired to do anything else. So
Right.
I spent my free time watching Netflix, honestly. And
Yes.
from time to time, I did draw because I like drawing. That's pretty
Nice.
much it.
Right. So football and chess, drawing. So all of you pretty much did something else besides studying also, and this you could do because you were very consistent. And I like how you spoke about the planner. So like having a plan, make it easy. Checking out what's done and what needs to be done. Yeah, it's like I'm getting success coaching from you guys. So my next question is that any incident that happened during studying that you cannot forget, like something funny or maybe something serious, or if something happened while you were preparing, it could be either a serious challenge also, or it could be something fun also. If it happened, if not, you can just pass.
I'm not able to think of anything.
Example, like for me, like when I was studying, I used to study mostly during the night because there was very loud television that was played in my house, and my father used to not compromise at all. Every time I asked him to lower the volume, he used to be like, we grew up in a one room flat, and we were all sitting together and doing everything, and we were learning in the same space. So learn to so what I used to do was I used to sleep at 7 in the evening, and I used to get up at 2, and that's when the learning started for me. To 7 to 2 I used to sleep. So when my dad came home, I used to go to bed and I used to get up like pretty much during the night to study. So that is one thing I remember, that my timings are very awkward. And also I remember how my mother used to make tea for me. Like one day, but not like throughout, but before the exam when I was studying and I felt very sleepy during the night. So she used to make tea. So that's a good memory that I have of her, and a tough memory from my father. So these are two memories. So do you have any such memory?
I do have some from high school, obviously
Yes.
9th to 10th grade, because most
Yeah.
of my memories have been from online classes. Whether it's the quizzes, the mid-class ranting about miscellaneous topics, rebelling for vacations, gappa sessions, not being able to see my friends' faces for months because they didn't want to sit in a place with decent lighting, and waking up 30 seconds before school, before classes began, losing
Wow.
a perfect because I got specs, and
All
realizing internet issues can be used as a reason to bunk classes,
right.
mastering the ability to keep a straight face, whatever may be going on behind classes, because the chats do get weird. And I had actually
Right.
memorized the interior, the furniture, the fans, the ceilings of my friends' houses because everything was online. So I knew where the
Right.
person is sitting. He's not in his room right now. He's in the kitchen. So yes,
Right.
very
So
good and
I
fun
forgot to
memory.
realize everything was happening online, all the classes and
Yeah.
everything,
Yes.
because of the
Yeah. Exactly.
yes. Wow. Wow. Okay, so moving on to Aryan. Anything, any episode, something fun?
Yeah, so my experience was pretty bad. So after the lockdown, we all were excited and to meet each other and stuff. So we all booked a turf and we went out. And unfortunately, I I broke my bone,
Oh,
and
wow.
then I had to have a surgery and stuff because it was really serious. So yeah, just before term one, I had my surgery, and then before term two, my wire was removed. So during that stuff, yeah. So but still, it was fun, and I didn't really learn from that experience because I even after that I kept going and playing down, and yeah, so that. And during the online class, as he said that we even we used to I used to have WhatsApp open, and all of us used to talk about what's going on in the class and stuff. And yeah,
Right.
so
You guys had a lot of fun, but you still did pretty well. That's how it should be. Okay, so
yeah.
moving on to Pratita, how was it for you?
So during online classes, nothing out of the ordinary happened for me, sadly. Um, I got more self-study time at home, which helped me out a lot. During offline classes, one of my fond memories was walking home with my friend. We would discuss about how we are doing, how we are preparing, and we motivated each other every day. Like, yes, we can do this. We can
This
score good.
it could be me generalizing, but this huge difference between the girls and the boys. The girls are still talking about padhai even during the walk, and uh, feeling good about being home because you still get time to do self study, and the boys are like, missing my friends because we've not met each other for so long. So I want to go to school. So yes, but. Yeah, I think I was also like you a little, Pratita. Like because I did not study like you, to be honest, consistently throughout the year. I was not very consistent. I was more like, doing the mock because I feel that Indian system, it's like more about doing the mock and just going through everything properly. So I did that last minute thing. So I think I could have done better had I been consistent like you guys, but and also less pressurized in the last few weeks. Last few weeks were like crazy for me, like because a whole year if you don't do anything. But yeah, it was so nice to see how different, and I'm getting a lot of energy speaking to you guys. And my last question, actually not last, I have one more question. First question that I have for you is like if you could give like one advice to your students, like like your juniors from school, like the ones who will be appearing for their board exams, what would that piece of advice be?
Yes, of course. The main things, the same things which I mentioned previously about being, thorough and revising multiple times, being consistent. And one more thing, set a target for yourself because you have to aim before you shoot an arrow, correct? So set a target, not just in your mind, write it down
Right.
somewhere. Write it down somewhere and paste it on a wall maybe or on your cupboard or on your door where it is visible to you. And that target is going to be your motivation to put in your hard work with dedication. And don't stress too much. Remember to take breaks to refresh and recharge yourself. It's important to recreate. Have aims and dreams, work hard, be consistent, take breaks and recreate, and enjoy life. It's awesome. Yes, that's it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's a great tip. Like, take, recreate, and be. And I love that goal and pinning it. That really works. I do. And in fact, it helps to feel that you're getting closer to it. So yes, that's a very nice tip, Karan. Okay, one tip that you have.
After after what he said, I don't know what to even say
So it was
because
tip.
yeah, but the main thing that I follow is like always have some interest in whatever you study, as I said. Because if you do not have any interest in what you're studying, then you won't be able to understand it, and then you would just be you'd finally get bored of studying, and then all the targets and whatever would be useless because you're not even willing to study what you're not
Easy.
interested in. Yeah, so it's
Can you
better
hear
to
it?
get more interested.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
So yeah,
Right.
that's
Right. But yeah, I think interest, yeah, I would agree with what you said that, if you are interested, but sometimes like have a choice, but you just have to do it even without being very interested. Like, that was something that I feel I experienced when I was appearing for a few papers. Like, some papers I absolutely loved, some topics, but some topics I absolutely did not. Like, biology was one thing I just could not. I loved reading about it, but the whole idea of memorizing those names was like very.
yeah. The
I
same thing is
Yes, so
the
I like
same
to.
thing happened with me for SST,
Yes.
and it's like so the thing that I did that I just tried to push myself, and that I was like
Yeah.
if this is the only subject that I get less marks in, then it would be terrible for me. So then that's why I try to push myself up that I have to do this whatever happens.
Right,
So
right.
yeah.
That's great. Like I'll do it, कुछ भी हो जाए types. करके करके दिखाना है types. So yes, that's great. And now Pratita.
I think starting from day one and setting a goal for yourself is the most important part, and working on the subjects which are your like weak points is the main. Because for me it was maths and Hindi, and so I practiced maths every day. And before the exams, I wrote many sample papers for Hindi. That's the reason maybe why I scored much better this year in 10th grade.
Right, right.
And
That's
whenever like you feel stressed out, you should always talk to your friends, because no one would understand your struggle that you're going through other than your friends. They are in the same situation as you. So
right.
that always helps.
Right. No, that's a very different approach from what I had. I only focused on my strengths. So, I used to focus on topics because, there was this best of four, best of five. So, I was only focused on those. That, I'll just make sure that, nothing happens to these at least. But, that's a good thing. Like that if you're already good at the other stuff, do not put too much energy there. If you already know that you will
Mhm.
be able to do it. So, it's stuff which you're not good at, you can still practice and get better at it. So, that's the
Yeah.
advice which I say, that we can always get better at something we are not good at by just practicing it every day or practicing it more consistently. So actually, all of you, if
Mhm.
I your idea, you can like have like a book on success, or your journey towards success. It's actually very good, because I've been reading a lot lately, and what you guys have, I don't know, maybe you guys are also reading, but what you have shared is actually something which some of the top leaders talk about, that be consistent, set a goal, move towards it, and practice, and pretty much everything. What Don't take stress, take breaks, recreate, recharge, have a target. So it's pretty much, you guys are you've got it not by fluke, you've actually done the right things to get what you've got. So I think if and even though I said that score is marks are not like the most important thing, but the journey really matters, and what you do really matters, and what you've done has been very properly done. So I think that's probably one reason why you got what you got. So that's a great thing that I got to learn a lot from you. And the last question, that of course there are so many people who support us on this journey, so I want you to name that one person who's been the most invaluable support for you during this journey. So for me, it's obviously my mother, who kept making chai for me. But let's hear who was it for you?
Well, I wouldn't dedicate this to like one person because there are many well wishers, correct?
One top, and then everybody else after that person. Try to find one top person. Put a little pressure towards my last question at least.
I can't choose any one person in this.
Okay, let's go with
Well,
whatever you have.
but one, it's of course my family, the direct support of my family, and my teachers at Orchids, who were always available for me to solve my doubts 24/7. I am eternally grateful to my principal mom, my dear principal mom, Dr. Madhuri, and my teachers who have given me numerous opportunities, and throughout my time here have always encouraged and motivated me to do better, passed on their values, their knowledge, been strict, been cool, been so damn welcoming, and been like a companion to me. My gratitude to all the teachers for all they've done, which I will never forget. I truly appreciate the time they've put in to prepare me for life. I'm grateful to all my friends as well who've just been there throughout this time with me. Uh, all the times we cracked jokes, we laughed, we cried, we sang, we danced, and went through it all together. And my family, of course, who has seen it all, supported me through everything. That emotional support was extremely important, especially the time before boards, because that's a story. Like we had shifted 3 days before exam, so we had to travel like every morning 1 hour to the board center, and 1 month before exams, I had that developed severe prawn allergy, so I was on medication throughout, anti-allergy medicines and all that. I have to be on a non-protein diet for about a month. So I mean, I literally felt like life was testing me at this time in every possible way. So yes, that emotional support which my family gave me throughout all this time. So
Wow.
yeah, I'm truly grateful to everyone in these 2 years who have seriously given me the best years of high school I could ever ask for.
Wow, that's amazing. And one other takeaway is that, no matter what challenges or obstacles you have, like, also him getting injured and you going through those allergies and stuff. And in fact, very recently in the month of May, I launched something, and it was almost like, yeah, God was testing. So everything that could happen, like hell broke loose, and everything that could possibly happen happened. But it's the idea is to not stop and to just keep going. I think you're just being tested, and it it ends up with good results when you actually don't give up.
Give up.
That's great. Yes, Aryan. Who was that one person? Okay, you don't have to generalize and name friends, families, teachers, and principals and everybody. Try to give us one person if you can.
I don't think it's possible to name one person for anyone, because like everyone would have many people who are behind them. So then that's a collective effort of all those people who work behind me. So I don't think I can name, but like if I had to say, then I'd probably say my mom, because she was always there for me somehow, and she always kept checking up on me, and she was like always like, are you studying, what are you doing? Like she constantly kept checking up on me. So like yeah,
Yeah.
that was there. And apart from that, the teachers were also always there, and they made studying interesting for me. And they also were like, you could always message them at WhatsApp, and you could ask them anything that you wanted, study related, or even if I had some other doubt. So yeah, they were there. And also my friend group was amazing, and so we kept pushing each other. And so there is always this friendly competition between each of us, that and we would teach each other, and we would talk to each other about what we're doing. And then we also had this group study thing. So yeah, that has helped. And so my friend also got 98%, one of my friends. So that's like
Wow.
all our group got very good marks. I think it's because all of us were helping each other constantly.
I wish I could get more people, but I think in 4 only Instagram is acting up. So it's yeah. But I would love to meet like more students. It's so much fun talking to you guys. So yes, much. And any like you mentioned, Pratita.
Um, I would like to dedicate my achievement to, of course, my parents and my teachers, especially my dad. Whenever, if by chance I got low marks, he always told me that it's not a big deal. Aim for boards, because he believed in me that I will get much more than what I was getting in unit tests and pre-board. And among my teachers, I would dedicate it to my Hindi teacher, Miss Chansi, and my maths teacher, Mr. Navdeep sir. They are the reason I scored so good. That's all.
Right. Right. That's amazing. Yeah. And I love that, how you as a parent, you should not be focused on the result, but more focused on the effort. And that's what your father did. Like, he was very focused, not just on you scoring, whatever best. He was very focused, like, just do give it your best, and I'm sure you'll do better. So I think that really helps, that push that, I trust you. And with a little bit of extra effort, you'll do a lot better. Of, making you feel low about already low scores. I think that never helps. That you're already low, and the parent is also trying to make you feel low. So yes, it was so nice chatting with all of you, and I just feel like going on and on. And you guys are not just brilliant on paper and scores. It was actually brilliant speaking to each one of you. Great. I'm sure Orchids International is like really proud to have like such great scorers from their school. And it's been an absolute pleasure. I wish I could go on, but I'll probably end because this is Instagram and I don't want you to keep here for too long. And and I would also like to thank all the viewers for actually staying, participating, watching, learning. And I just feel like this is something that I really truly believe, that there is so much that we can learn from our own children. Like, now I'm a parent and I have a 5.5-year-old son. And even though he's 5, I think, like, just asking him, talking to him, I get to learn a lot. Just the other day, and I'm going to put that up on Instagram, I have that video on my phone. So I asked him this very simple question that, what is the most important thing we do? And he gave me a very beautiful answer. So he said that the most important thing we do is we think, which, I don't think as an adult I myself could have come up with that response. And then I asked him, what is the next best thing that we do? And he said that the next best thing that we do is we help. So, children can really think like in creative ways. And I got so many ideas. You guys really mapped out the whole success thing that top leaders are talking about. So it was absolutely fantastic to have this conversation with you. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for showing up on and also waiting for my internet to get fixed. And wish you good luck. And I hope that these whatever success formulas that you shared will actually take you ahead and make you do more. So thank you so much. And I also want to congratulate your parents for actually doing the right things, like supporting you, guiding you, not putting too much pressure on you, helping you, and letting you basically be free and to take a break and recreate and recharge and still give it your best. So I think that really helps. So thank you so much. Okay, this is my final goodbye. This is the third time that I've said so much. I think I'll let you go. Thank you. Have a great evening. And
Thank you
wish
so
you
much for having us.
Thank you,
Thank
Mani.
you.
thank you
You.
so much. Thank you to all the viewers who watch this. I'm sure you got tips from these brilliant. So see if parents, learn and do large. Take care.